Well, hello everyone. This is Carrie back with Family eBiz. Welcome to a Monday live training today. I don't know when you're listening or watching this, but that's when we're recording it. And outside it is rainy and yucky. So if you're here, whether you're on the replay or you're watching the live, tell us what the weather's like outside wherever y'all are right now. Because I'm recording this at the end of January and it is cold and it's been raining a lot lately. So, looking, there we go. So, we're talking about list building tips. Before we dive in, I do want to just give a big welcome to all our new friends from Let's Get Digital Bundle. I'm excited that you are here. I'm excited to have you here, and hopefully we try to go live. I try to go live every Monday and give some helps on growing your online business, building it, all sorts of things. List building, how do I grow my list? That is probably one of my number one questions. A lot of people have ideas to make courses and content. They've got all this information, but how do they go get the people to come and buy? Well, you need a list. So before we dive into the list building tips, let's talk about your email list for just a moment. And then I am going to, today we'll talk about 3 list building tips. We're going to start with basic because everyone's got to start at the foundation. And over the next few weeks, each Monday, I will be adding to those and they will get more advanced as we go. But even these basic ones, sometimes I've been growing a list since 2004. All right, even these, sometimes I need to go back and go, I did not follow my own directions. So, list building. A list is basically an email list. Why worry about an email list? Why grow it? A lot of you already understand why, and which is good. Hello, Sherry, glad you're here. But you need to know your list is the only thing that you can truly control. You can't control Facebook. You can't control TikTok. You can't control Instagram or Pinterest, all those algorithms. Although here we are on Facebook, it is a tool and a tool that I use. But your list is something that you can control. You can control how many emails you send, what types of emails, who gets what emails. We'll talk about that next week and how we can get a little more advanced and so that not everyone gets every email that you send. So your email list truly is your number one asset. It's my number one asset. You know, it's about a year and a half ago, Facebook went down. And all those people dependent on Facebook and Instagram didn't have anywhere to go. But I wasn't worried because I could still contact my readers, my followers, my customers. I could contact them because I have their email. Are you collecting emails or have you just gone straight into building a website and content? I believe the first place that you need to start a business is by growing your list so that when you have something to sell, you'll have someone to sell it to. So let's talk about the foundation of growing your list. Let's talk about these first 3 list building tips. All right. Number 1, you need to know who your customer is. Now that may seem strange, but like I was actually asked to be part of a mom bundle at the middle of March. And I'm like, I'm really into homeschool moms and that is my target market. So, to just say it's a mom bundle, I mean, yeah, I have moms on my list, but is this the right connection? So I emailed her to say, do you have more details? And she clarified and went into much more detail. So let me ask you this, even homeschool moms, and y'all, for those of y'all that are new to me, I run Family eBiz. I help people run their own businesses, but I also have my own niches. And one of those niche is homeschool moms. Whether you agree with homeschooling or not, I use examples because I don't just do these things in Family eBiz to grow my Family eBiz list. I am doing them in niche specific areas as well. I'm also more in the Christian market. Whether you're a Christian or not, you can still learn the process and the strategies. So a lot of the people that land on my list, that stay on my list, that open my emails on a regular basis are Christians. They are homeschool moms. Some of them have only kids, but usually they have 2, 3, 4 or more kids. How well do you know your ideal customer? You should get a piece of paper and you need to write down I would say write a paragraph that describes your ideal customer. I've said this before. And so I know that my ideal customer is, generally speaking, between 30 and 50 years old. We actually have a variety now. It used to be two-parent family. We have a lot of single moms doing this as well. We have a lot of working moms. Actually, we have grandmas. That has really, the last year, I've learned that I have a lot of grandmas. So I need to speak to some of them in different ways. But I need to know something about them. What is it that overwhelms them? What is it that keeps them up at night? If you're in the, let's say you're in the food niche, are you a recipe person, or maybe you're nutrition and diet? What keeps them up all night worrying about maybe the meals they're going to plan? Are they healthy enough? Maybe you're into the healthy eating. Maybe you're into, I don't know, photography. And what kind of photographers? Have you nailed it down? Are you just all photographers, or wedding photographers, or family photographers? Who are you going after? The tighter the niche, the more you get rich. Now, that means the more you can nail down and the more specific you can be about your customer, the easier it is to grow your list. You may think, what does this have to do with list building? You need to know the kind of person that you want on your list, so that you can give them the things that they need and they will stay on your list. So, number one, you need to know who your ideal customer is and be as specific as possible. Number two, you need to offer a freebie. This is the best way, the easiest way, I think, to grow your list. We call it a lead magnet. We get leads, and it's a magnet that attracts them to get onto your list. And I'm sure you've gotten on plenty of lists, and you have signed up for lots of freebies. But let's talk about this. I will be honest. When I first started making lead magnets, I just made whatever I liked. Oh, it was Super Bowls around the corner, and I like football, so I made some Super Bowl homeschool activities, put them all together, made an activity guide. I have all sorts of activity guides. Is that what my moms are really looking for? I mean, I have a lot of people sign up for it, but is that really helping them? Is that meeting their need? Is that what they're staying up at night for? So you need to sort of think about this lead magnet. You don't just go out like I did and just do whatever and just create something. Now, this can be let's go back up and talk about what it could be. If you're a writer, it could be a written ebook, or maybe a checklist. Maybe you do an audio training. Maybe you do a video training. Whatever is easy for you to get out and your people will consume. All right? I have some people that are only readers. I have other people that are only video people. So I produce things that are both ways. And if I put out a video, I put out something written as well, so they have something written. I know that's how my moms are. How do you decide what type of lead magnet, especially if you already have a list and you want to grow it? You need to do a survey or a poll if you have a Facebook group. In fact, I am going to be doing a poll this week as well. So you need to survey the list that you already have on the topic and the format. So what's the topic? What problem are you solving with this lead magnet? What format do they want it in? If you don't have a list at all, then you need to go get into some Facebook groups or some sort of groups that will let you not necessarily, you're not going to take over, you're not going to try to sell anything, but you can ask questions in those Facebook groups to find out what they are. So let's say you're into photography. You go join some wedding photography groups of people that are photographers. And you might say, I really struggle with this. Do other people struggle with, I don't know, lighting or whatever it is? Do other people struggle with this? If not, what do y'all struggle with? Am I the only one? Also, you can go into those groups and they have a little search icon, and you can start to search the topic you think is what they want. And then you can see what kind of comments have been made, and that will help you as well. If you are able to ask questions and post something in a group, go ahead and ask a question and find out what format they want it in, a format that you feel comfortable in as well. So first you need to know who the customer is, very detailed. Next you need to know what their problem is and provide a lead magnet. I will say I think the easiest lead magnet to create is a one-page checklist for whatever it is. For instance, I gave away something recently in my homeschool niche. I have a 3-step process for getting your kids to think critically and make wise decisions. 3 steps. I went into Canva. I found a 3-step template, and then I just changed the colors to match my colors and changed the words. And here's step 1, step 2, step 3. And so I could give that away as a freebie and something they could print out and have on their desk while they're planning their homeschool. So that would be something really simple. Another one that I have is how to simplify your homeschool. And it is actually a 3-part video series. That's a lot more involved. And if you're starting out, don't do that. If you've been doing it a while, you might want to do a little 3-part. Every day for 3 days, they get an email with a new part about how to simplify their homeschool. The thing about it is, they don't just go open it up for 1 day. They've got to get it 3 days to get the entire course. And so that encourages them to stay on your email list. List building sometimes isn't just about getting new people, but it's about keeping the ones you have. So, number 1, customer. Number 2, lead magnet. Number 3, relationship first, money later. The biggest thing you need to do is build relationships with all these new people in your list. I will tell you why I am doing this right now today. We just have a bundle. It ends today. Let's Get Digital. Some of you may have joined, may have gone and gotten that bundle. I'm not sure. And hello, Brooke. Glad to see you here. Some of you may have gotten that actual thing. There's a free one. There's a paid one. I actually highly recommend the paid one. I looked through some of the courses. I'm like, I haven't seen some bundles with this good of courses. In fact, there are about 2 or 3 I'm going to take myself. So welcome, Let's Get Digital people. I want to build relationship with you. I'll just tell you right now. Am I going to try to sell you something right this second? No. In fact, I'm going to give you a freebie, another lead magnet as well. So I am coming on every week for 3 weeks talking about list building tips because I want to build a relationship with you. I want you to know who I am and see what quality are we a good fit. So when you are building your list, you send them that first email with their freebie, their lead magnet, and the second email should not be a pitch. You're not trying to sell. You need to build a relationship. We'll talk about a sequence next week on how you can do that, on building your list. But right now, know that your first couple emails should not have a sales pitch in them. All right? Show them that you care about them and that you offer results. All right? Those are the things you want to do because people are going to follow you if they know you, they like you, and they trust you as well. And so that's what you are doing when you build your list. You need to grow a relationship as well. All right. We are going to talk about places you can go build a list. Yes, you could go to Facebook. You could buy ads. There's lots of things you can do. Most of these are all going to be free things. But what I want you to hear today is this is foundational. And if you did not do this when you started your business or when you started your list, you might want to go back. I know that 1.5 years ago, I went back and really revamped some of my lead magnets. I focused on my ideal customer, and then I started building relationships with the people that were taking my lead magnet. So tip number 1 is your ideal customer, a paragraph in detail about that person. Number 2, your lead magnet, your freebie. And you need to find out what their problem is, not what you just want to give out to them, because that may not solve their problem. And then number 3, relationship first, money later. Build a relationship with them. Show them that you care and that you actually offer results. Now, I do have my Family eBiz Blueprint. It should be in the description wherever you are watching this video. It is free. Yes, it's a lead magnet. So anyway, you can go grab that. It's basically at familyebiz.com. Next week, we will be moving into some ways that you keep them on your list and some ways that you can further get them to know, like, and trust you. as well. So these are tips to grow your list and keep your list, really. So that's building it. It's not just going out and finding a bunch of people. You need to get the right people on your list, because they're the ones that will buy your product. We'll talk more about that next time. Hey, thanks for spending time with me. This is Carrie Beck with FamilyEbiz.com. We'll talk to you later.